All right.
Should we introduce ourselves? Hi, the name's Jason, aka Mr. Jason, my professional name, and I am co-owner of Abstract Kids, which is what we're going to start talking about now.
That was a good introduction.
It's simple and it's straight to the point.
Yeah, I'm impressed. So my name is also Mr. No, it's not. My name is Jake, also known as Mr. Jake, or as the kids like to call me, Mr. Jason. I don't know why, but they always call me Mr. Jason or Mr.
Jake.
Or yeah, you call you Jake, or they call us both
Jake.
Mr. Jackson.
Or Jackson. I had Jackson yesterday.
I had Jack before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I've had Tia a few times.
Yeah. Had a few really rude ones as well. Smelly guy.
Oh, that's like
guy.
every day. That's usually what you get on the name tag at camp.
Oh. Anyway, welcome.
That would have been a good time to go. Wah, wah. You got any of that?
Yeah, where's the...
What have you got? Come on, give me stuff.
Give me back. Come on.
What have you
Let's
got?
set this all up again. So we have Arnie over there. Miss Arnie.
Wait. Let's give her a moment to introduce herself.
Go on, Arnie. Just so we know.
Hi, guys.
No, give her... Yay!
All right, here we are.
That's why she's off camera and we're on camera. All right, okay, let's go. So we're going to talk about Abstract Kids.
Why we've done it, where we are, how we got here.
Yeah, I guess we tell a little bit of background story.
We can tell that story. We tell every single person.
Every single person. Like we could both recite it word for word.
Yeah.
So we met each other
15 years ago. Exactly like that.
No, go on. You go first.
So
Okay, so
the year. Okay, you go first.
No, joking.
No.
Go on. You go first.
The year was 2000. How hard is it to like get a year? You know, when you're like, when people like, in year 1985, I went to a concert. Like, how do people do that?
I don't remember
I met
anything.
this person in the year 2006. Like, what?
No,
I can't even remember.
But maybe that's what old people do, because you never really get young people doing that. Maybe old people have just thought about it their whole lives.
I guess, and they didn't have like the internet to.
They didn't have Google Calendar.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't have Google Calendar. They didn't have Arnie
Put in Google Calendar dates and information in. Exactly. Not that I look at it. Actually, I looked at it today for the first time, and there was something missing.
What?
Oh, I thought he was going to press a button. Come on, Arnie.
There's a.
Go on, have a little test first. And then, there we go.
Yeah, that one.
Wait, what is?
Yeah. Welcome to the chat, y'all. Welcome to the chat, y'all. All right. Welcome.
Finally.
How many people have used that as their intro then? See?
All right, so, okay, let's just go to it. Let's actually do some stuff. Yeah. Okay, so Jason and I met each other 15 years ago now.
So that made like, okay, so that would be 20.
No, actually, sorry, it's 16 years.
It's probably 2019. Okay. No, 20. See, I can't do years.
And we're teachers.
2009.
Okay, let's actually work this out. So I must have been like 13, 14.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm a year and a month older. So
it would have been like almost 17 years ago.
Because I remember so the process was that in year 8, I done a Lambda exam and I got...
You did Lambda?
Yeah, of course. You didn't know this. I got distinction, grade 8 distinction, the highest my school ever got. Okay, and then a year later, Jigsaw were giving out them scholarships in schools. And Miss Dixon, I remember I was in English or maths. No, I was in maths. And Mr. Candy come and got me and then brought me and was like, we wanted to talk to you about this thing. We've been asked for a scholarship. And then after, like, I know how well you did last year and you love drama and blah, blah, blah. And they gave me this scholarship to go to Jigsaw at Bexley Heath. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. But I just think back to that moment and how that moment shifted. But then even that Lambda exam, I know that was the turning point because they were so impressed by it. They were like, this guy's taking it serious. And then giving me that scholarship to go to the Jigsaw. And then that's where we met.
I think you were year 10 and I was year 9.
No, the scholarship came a year after.
So maybe you got it in year 10.
So unless it was the end of year 9 and then in the summer I started going. Sorry, it's just interesting. Never really thought about it like that.
Anyway, so we met each other when we were young. weekend performing arts school, and we both got a scholarship. I was the same in my school.
We were the poor kids that were
Yeah.
good at drama. So
Yeah. And we basically had no money, and we got a scholarship, and we actually ended up having a scholarship for about 3 years. It was meant to be one term, but it kept going.
It was a rolling scholarship.
Yeah, and there was one term where they asked us to pay like half of the price,
that was
and
a-
I was like desperate. I
that
was
was youth
cleaning
theatre.
my mum's car and the stairs every day. I was hoovering. I was like, "Come on, I need it, please, give me jigsaw."
Like we said, I never went to, other than football, I like playing football and I did do sports, but I only done anything that was cheap and free mostly. And also, like I never went on any trips or any clubs or any after school clubs ever. You know, I just think about these kids now and how they have like
Everything.
so many clubs all the time, so much opportunity. But when went to Jigsaw, it was just a nice little, it's just something different and like different people, and we learned a lot. And the teachers were good. Andy was great. Kate was amazing. Like all them teachers
Yeah,
were just
Nikki,
so
the
good for
owner.
us.
We're still in contact with quite a few of them actually.
And we all got along in that group as well.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I also though, like really, I think it's more the fact that we were always meant to go there, always meant to meet each other, always meant to create this. Like our soul was drawn to it for a reason, you know. So like obviously you're gonna like the place, and it was just about being free, and it was free also, and about being free.
Yeah. free. Free
And
for
yeah,
free,
you have a
the magic
little
number.
community, don't you? Like you have your little drama group, and
And I
you
just
can
love
play
doing-
around. And
I-
actually, do you remember the play that we did? We did Blood
one?
Brothers,
Yeah.
and it was just such a
It
funny
was like
thing.
a scene, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Like,
was a scene in there, but the scene was like we made a pact with each other.
the blood pact.
We were like meant to cut our hand and then handshake and spit in it.
Wait, spit and blood, or was it just spit?
Oh, I don't remember.
need to look back.
No, it wasn't blood.
We
Was
should
it?
re-perform that scene.
We should re-perform that scene. Anyway, so this scene from a famous play called Blood Brothers, and we were the Blood Brothers, and it must have been blood. I don't know. Anyway, oh no, they spat on each other's hands, but they found out they were actually brothers, like later on, right?
in the play.
And that was the whole play. I think maybe I don't know. Anyway, so I remember that scene. We must have been very young, and I remember that very clearly. That was the first time we ever performed together.
But in a way, like he's saying, that theatre, the scene was about them making a pact to be brothers. And obviously, in this kind of like meta sort of weird way, it was like reflecting real life, because we did make that pact and now we're stuck. Which is a good thing.
Give me something, Arnie. Come
Come
on.
on, Arnie, give me a bit of something. Come on, I'm only joking around, Arnie, here.
When we leave a pause, that's time to.
Should have just left it there, shouldn't we?
Wait, try it again. So now we're stuck.
Now we're stuck.
All right. Try again.
it's gone.
3, 2, more like 3, 2, 1.
Then we were stuck. Now you're making it sound bad. It was,
Anyway, so we met each other then. Then we were kind of in and out of each other's lives for a few years. Not really close, were we? Until
we used to have our little kind of drama friend group.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
you,
and the other group
Jess,
and everything like that.
Katie, Kirsty.
Yeah, quite a few of them.
Um,
And then obviously you went to university, I went to university, and then we both
What?
ended up at the same time teaching at Jigsaw.
Yeah.
When I was 21, you must have been 22.
no, I went traveling for a year. I went to university at the same time as Jigsaw. I was working in Waitrose for like 2 years non-stop. I was working in Waitrose, saved up, just work. I was working like 90-hour shifts, I remember. 90-hour weeks, and just saving up. And then I quit, went traveling, came back, and then we saw Andy at that event. And he's like,
Yeah.
do you guys want to teach? It was like, okay.
Oh, so we started at the same time.
Yeah, I think we
Okay,
started at the
yeah.
same
So
time.
I was 21 and you would have been 22. And then teaching there was a whole different thing. I started seeing the world from a very different perspective, because you realize that your teachers are also just human.
Yeah.
And they're just normal people.
And they're also just kids. They're all just struggling.
Yeah, they're all just
actors,
kids. Yeah, basically. They're just kids
No
pretending
offense.
that they're adults. And that's what we were as well, like in our 20s, teaching kids.
Yeah,
but Jigsaw I loved, especially teaching, because there was so much creative freedom. You could do, like I was allowed to create any lessons I wanted. Obviously there was a structure underneath Jigsaw's like ethos and their message, but pretty much 100% freedom.
Yeah, especially with Bexley Heath, all of them. But I think because I had such a Ballum. I had such a connection with Ballum, like teaching there for so long, and like working with Emily and Laura.
And then we taught there last year. Actually, we ran a camp.
Yeah,
we ran a camp with Ballum, with Emily.
And Kate was always just like, she was always so free, wasn't she? Like, do your thing as a manager. I remember just assisting Emily, and just that's when I started just always just playing characters for people, like when we first started, we were just assisting for a few terms, you know, we just always just being so silly, being an older kid because you're like 21, so you're just like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But that was
I
fun.
think I noticed that as well. Like in every school that I taught at Jigsaw, they always said that the energy was different. Like when I was teaching, and I think you heard the same thing. Like we were always not different, but I think like you said, we were performing with the kids a lot of the time. I used to do it as well, especially in the performing arts classes. I had a lot of feedback from the teachers and from the parents.
But it was good. It also just like taught, because I say this with, there's such a difference between doing drama in school. I still say this now, like doing drama in school, drama lessons, and you realize you don't do a lot of stagecraft as much. It's always just exploring what theatre is. I don't know, it gets confusing actually, drama in school a little bit. But when Jigsaw, it's kind of like building your skills as an actor, as a director, as like a singer, as a. Just
They're very disciplined. They explore the performing arts, so they do singing, dancing, and drama. Whereas we don't really.
what, as abstract kids?
Yeah, as abstract kids, I think because we've taught that and had that experience in London, then we've created Abstract Kids, which is using all of them as tools.
Foundation.
Yeah,
as
as
a lesson this week.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the difference between us.
And it's just because we've done it for so long now, and there are so many people doing the disciplines of drama, and for us, it's kind of like we've got them disciplines. We know how to work a stage. I've done so many shows and whatever we've done, you know, and I just want to use them tools to do something a bit different,
Go a bit abstract with
I
it.
feel like we have there's so much possibility
niche,
through this lens, and there's no point restricting ourselves to. How I feel is restricting ourselves to like just teaching drama and teaching the disciplines, which is obviously a great thing, but
Yeah, I think a lot of people need that. I mean, we wouldn't be here without it.
yeah,
So
of
it's
course.
part of your journey, right?
Integration.
Anyway, so after Jigsaw, you went back to, you ended up in Bangkok teaching.
Oh, well, that's like, yeah, how.
And then
25, I think I was. Yeah, I was 25.
about 5 years ago now. So you were there.
6 years ago now. I'm nearly 7.
Oh yeah, it would. It would.
32 in
because we've
2
been
months.
here for almost 5 years. So yeah, you were teaching in Bangkok,
Yep.
and then I was traveling Asia because I fell into a fryer and got loads of money, and then I spent all of it when I was traveling. And on my last like 2 weeks, you were in Bangkok, and I saw on some maybe Instagram,
Probably.
and then I was like, "Oh, Jason, let me come and see you," and then. You told me about your job, and we met each other in Bangkok at Songkran. So we had this massive water festival, and then I was like, "Get me a job," and then you did.
Yeah.
And we were there for a couple of years.
There for like 3 years. Then COVID hit, and then everything changed. Everything. But we were there for like 8 months, and then I went back. I remember this, right? I went back to England for like a month or two, and I remember the last day. It was Miola's birthday, my cousin, and we went out that night, and then the next day I had my flight, and I was so tired. And then my mum when I was leaving, I started crying so much, and like just stupid amounts. Like I was just like really like emotional, and then I was like, oh, I feel like I'm not going to see you for a long time. This just feels so heavy. And she was like, it's fine, you'll be back in like whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like I was like really feeling like this is just going to be a long time. I remember saying it, and then got on the plane. I was crying on the plane, and then I was reading this book about a cat, The World If All the Cats Disappeared. Very good book. Don't know if you've read it, but I cried again. Anyway, a month later, COVID hit, and then didn't go home for 3 years after that. It was just such a crazy time, wasn't it? Then we started doing online lessons, and it all just started becoming different. And it was just, yeah. And then we just started learning. I think that time in COVID, we really paused us because you're just chasing all the time, you know? And then, yeah. What? What's so funny?
I'm just thinking about the online lessons.
Oh, they were funny.
They were mental.
They were like a TV show,
They were just insane.
which inspired us to become a TV show, essentially, and a live TV.
yeah.
So essentially, what we
I think
are.
that's what birthed Abstract Kids was. During COVID, we were online, and then we were bored of doing boring lessons. That we started becoming characters and changing the background and doing green screen and
Yeah,
really making it
super
immersive. It
creative.
was a full-on immersive
We put
adventure.
so much work into them.
So much work. And then like through that, we were like, oh, we actually want to be doing this more often. And then it all started. It
And
obviously
then
was just
when it started
coming out of
opening
us.
up again, me and Jake started going to lessons more together and realizing how much we can bounce off each other and create an immersive experience rather than just being in the room and teaching drama.
Yeah.
You know?
When there's one of you, you can obviously teach drama and it's beautiful. But then when there's two of you, one of you can be a character and the other person
make it into a show.
Yeah, exactly. It just changes everything. Then actually we went on a holiday for 5 days in Phuket, and then lockdown happened again. So we got stuck there. And we were just like there for a few months.
Doing some online lessons from there as well.
Yeah, doing some online lessons.
That was a crazy
and then it just developed into staying in Phuket because I wanted to live by the beach. Like my whole life was calmer.
Yeah,
For me, I wanted to just,
we said it
be
didn't
more
we?
chill.
Phuket was so nice back then, though. It was so quiet.
Yeah, it kind of hooked you in, didn't it? It was like, Phuket, look, come. You're the only one on Nai Harm Beach. And then now
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
there's
crazy.
thousands of people. I was like, "Ah, they got me."
Yeah, but
But obviously we were meant to be here and create this.
of
and
course,
Yeah.
And I like got dragged back to Bangkok because of my visa situation, and like it was such a crazy, and it was so. I remember the energy when I got back was so hectic and just like go 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 go, and then I was playing football and dislocated my knee. We couldn't walk for like a month or two.
I remember this.
Crazy. But that was the time that I started writing the business plan. Like, because I was reflecting again, and like, it was the universe. Someone said to me once, the universe whispers before it shouts, and it was whispering to me a lot, and I was ignoring it and just like getting caught up in all of it, you know. And then it knocked me down, and then it was like, you've got to do this. Like, you have to slow down. You have to reset right now. And then me and Jake was on the phone all the time, just like
Non-stop,
working out
weren't
what's
we?
the best way to, you know,
I think that's what like
expand what we are.
Bangkok life was though for us. It was go, go, go.
Crazy.
It was
Hedonism.
insane. It was just like you're just always on the go. There was no time to actually sit with who you are and what you're creating or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was only like it's kind of similar to London. And then you go on holiday, and then that 1 week of holiday you start reflecting. Whereas when we were kind of stuck in Phuket, I think it just changed everything. It just opened our
Priorities
eyes
change.
completely. Yeah, exactly.
Time slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely a different.
Then you can hear the whispers.
And you can hear the whispers. Can you hear the whispers? Can you hear the whispers? So yeah, I don't know if we missed anything. Probably have. But then I guess about 3.5 years ago, I came back to Phuket eventually, just like, but with the intention to move here, you know, and sort of I was working on different things, saved up a bit of money, opened up the business. And then we had business boot camp, I like to call it, where the whole of January, because that was Christmas. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then the whole of January, me and Jake basically said, like, we done that 1 month of camp under ABC drama. And then that whole month of January was just us in the office building what this is, the brand, the logo, the objective, all these things. Like, and you look back how crazy that is, you know, and where it is now, you know. It was just nothing. It was just an empty whiteboard when you think of it. That's all it was, the business.
Actually, before Abstract Kids, it was ABC Kids. No,
ABC
ABC
Drama,
Drama.
The Grinch.
Yeah, that's what we started. We started the company under this alias.
Yeah. That was just
And then
to test
Abstract
it
Kids,
out.
yeah, we were just testing it out. But we sold those two out like insane.
This so changed so much since then. Even just the formula and that was just for us to get a bit of money to keep us going as well. But the form, like that show would be that whole process would be unrecognizable now.
Yeah.
To what a camp is now. You know?
Completely. All right, shall we transition into what Abstract Kids is and why Abstract Kids is and what we do, who we are, etc., etc., etc.
Can.
Perfect. All right,
Come
let's
on,
go.
everybody, little clap. Come on, everybody, little clap.
Oh. Wait, is she only recorded one clap?
No, there's actually more.
Okay, go again.
But
Come on, everybody, little clap.
We
Come
gotta do the
on,
next
everybody,
one.
little clap.
You got to do the next one.
Oh, all right, okay.
You know, it's like immersive. It's like immersive, you know, Abstract Kids. And that. We go back to that Blood Brothers pact. And,
Every day.
why did we?
No,
start?
I think realistically, if we're going to be very honest, I think we were just having creative differences with who we were working with at the time. Even with, I mean, we were evolving, and then imagine like the company you're with had like limitations where you weren't allowed to go and try things, or you weren't allowed to go and do this.
There's a lot of friction, a lot of resistance.
Yeah, but we just had this feeling inside us that we wanted to create something new or different, or to expand what was already there.
Yeah.
And then once we realized that we can't expand there and we can't evolve or grow, then it was just natural for us to go our own way.
Yeah, I think there was so much resistance at that time. Like in hindsight, it was the best thing for both of us to separate so we could both grow in our own ways, and we are just different, you know.
And now we're both creating the most beautiful companies.
And that's how you should look at it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was always meant to be like that.
We had a different job to do. Yeah, and that's okay.
But it leads into us just being different. And I don't want to be like big-headed, but we are. Like, it's been like 3.5 years now, and everyone says it. We are different. What we do is not common, you know. It's quite unique. And this is what I was thinking about the other day. I was like, how do we actually describe what we do? It's still like my closest friends really don't know what we do. Still,
nobody gets it.
Which is, I guess, why we're doing this, because we want to start explaining it. But I was thinking to myself, like, a lot of what we do in this classroom or in an event or with the kids is like beyond words. It's like there's an energy there that connects to every kid in a different way. I think we have this magic between us that, and with the whole company actually, there's a magic that's created where we can see who a child is instantly, and we can pull it out of them and help them grow and help them expand who they are and help them understand who they are. And that's the real meaning behind Abstract Kids, is to help them see themselves and to help them see their soul and to work out who they are within this ever-changing world. I think really that's at the core, that's what we do. Mm-hmm. And then we shroud it with crazy games and drama and singing and dancing and fun. And actually, this is what I was thinking about the other day as well, is that when we first started this company, we kept asking each other why we created it. And I'd always be like, oh, just fun. I just want to be fun. Like, you would go this whole educational, like, speech. It was always perfect, so deep. And then I'd be like, yeah, I'm just here for fun. But to be honest, that's what I wanted. And that's what I still want, is just fun,
I think
right?
that was one of our starting words, fun. Our first, like our 3 words. We can talk about after, but at the start, I think fun was one of them.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I can't remember,
because I was probably pushing it. I was like, I just want fun.
No, I'm with you too, though. I'm fun. We are fun. We have back when we were like, we'd been more friends than business partners. Let's say, like, we would just have a lot of fun. We still do in class. Fun is such an important thing to us. We're just like big kids, you know. Kids are just kids are just little adults, and adults are just big kids anyway, I think.
Yes.
You know?
Actually, just on that, I think that's our uniqueness, or whatever you call it, USP or whatever, is that we treat kids like they're humans, you know? We don't treat them like they're kids. We don't treat them just any different.
One of us.
I think that's our approach to teaching, is that we're all the same. We're all one.
Yeah. But with like your boundaries, because you are smarter and wiser, because you are older, you've had more time on this earth, you treat them with respect, but you don't, there's certain things that you don't say to a kid, or there's certain things like you make sure you protect them. You protect them. That's the best way to put it, in the moment, because you know better. But it doesn't mean you are better, let's say.
Yeah. I think we protect them, but we don't hide them away from the world.
No, I'm real
I think
with them.
we're very real, and we also introduce deep themes and deep situations that happen in the world, but in a fun and safe way, which allows kids to see the world like for what it is, but without being scared of it.
Yeah.
Because I think this whole world is like fear mongering, and
oh god, I've been thinking a lot about this recently.
We can go into the whole schools and education and systems and everything. But
the emotions are so thin. It's like such a thin line in this world, from like hate to love and left to right, and all these things that just get twisted so quickly. And it's like, I keep thinking more and more about how our job here is to not get them to have an opinion, not to shroud them with opinion, but to give them a base level of understanding of what is good, so they can like start again. Because if we like tell them this is right and this is wrong, it's like you've gone to here before you've under here. Does that make sense? Like you've gone too far. We need to like do our best to almost make a new direction.
we just guide them.
Into somewhere else instead of these things. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want to get into like politics right now, but it's such a divisive sort of what's the word? Divisive thing, polarizing. And I don't want them to be one or the other. I want them to be them and a strong version of them. And so they can make their own decisions.
Well, I think like in this world, everything is a positive or negative. Everything is yin or yang. And we have all of that within us. We should also be able to see both sides of every argument.
Yeah.
Which I think like even you and I, we are quite yin and yang in our approach to a lot of things, which is why I think this works so well, because we understand our differences, but then through the differences we create something.
Because
we create art or
the yin and yang's constantly like mixing together. It's not like you are this and you are that. Okay, that's me now. Like
No, we are everything.
It's always it's blending together. Then differences are always like interchanging, but so much of this world is just stuck on one side, and they struggle to kind of move around that flow. Does that make sense?
because they've been systemized.
Anyway.
Is that a word? Systemized. It is now.
Yeah, systematic.
Let's give us a little something. All right, calm down. Jeez. Oh.
I got in a trance though. So
Okay, so I guess we could move more into like education. Because one of the huge reasons why I wanted to create this is because I've hated education my entire life.
finally, she's
But-
learning.
Yeah, she's getting
education.
there. Yeah. Well, I've just always hated it. My gosh, I've hated it. I hated school. I hated having to wake up so early. I hated homework. I hated all these kind of things.
Can I ask a question?
No.
No.
And yeah, go on.
Well, why did you hate? Did you hate school because of the environment, or did you hate school? Like, was it just because of the system, the educational system, or was it contributing factors to it?
I mean, there's many factors, but to be honest, I think I just saw through the system. I was just like, this is stupid. This is dumb. This is idiotic. This is ridiculous. This is not benefiting me at
Some
all.
harsh words about schools.
But it was just wasting time. I mean, I grew up in a very poor area in London, and
Thamesmead.
I just knew it was a system that the school was just, brainwashing us and structuring us. And I think as an educator now, I see that every human and every kid is different. And schools are not like that in the West. It's like, you must do this, you must do this, you must do this, you must learn this. And I just didn't like it. The only thing that I liked was drama, because there was like freedom in it. Or, funnily enough, mathematics, because there was a definite answer. Like maths I really stuck with because I was like, oh, there's a clear answer here. Whereas like all the other subjects was, I don't know, copying from a book or just science and all these things.
I think that logic applies to like most businesses, like even like getting your doctorate, you're part of a system, like you're doing whatever business or job you're getting into, it's built like a system. Then I just like feel like that applies to the teachers too. They're just part of the system. Like, because I've met teachers that have been really good people and have taught me, and I've met teachers that have like been on the other scale where they're really into the system, and they are just getting you to copy from a book.
Oh, literally.
For instance. But there are teachers
My head teacher made us copy every lesson for an hour.
my science
just
teacher used to do
non-stop,
that.
just copy.
It was so I didn't learn
Like,
a
I
thing.
was learning nothing.
And I look back as an adult with my own business now and as an educator, and I realized that some of them teachers were just not doing their job properly.
Yeah.
Like, and they were just doing their job.
Yeah,
so I guess they
that's
were
what it
doing
was.
it properly, and that was the problem. Some of them
Yeah,
were a bit more like
yeah.
outside the box, like talking to you as individuals, and a bit more inspiring because they were good people. And but they were still part of that thing. I think it's probably changed a lot now, especially like.
I think it's got worse, to be honest. I have young nieces and nephews, and at like 10 years old, my niece was like crying herself to sleep because she had a test the next day. Like the insane amount of pressure they put on these kids. And then this information, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need, like, when you get older, you realize that your degrees don't matter. You don't need them. You don't, like...
Hear that, kids?
But I think it's true. You don't need these things. I don't know.
But this is also like the difference between like different types of schools as well, because you have like public schools and obviously you have like governmental schools, which are just like funded with a system in place, whereas there are also, like ourselves, I guess, people trying to do education a bit differently.
Exactly. It's changing. The world is changing.
There's money involved,
Yeah,
and it's very complicated.
But I know
sort
that my
area.
experiences were for a reason, so it helped me create this. Like, I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand I had to hate it and I had to not enjoy myself because then I was able to create this,
Because I liked school, because I didn't like college. I thought it was trash. I didn't like all my lessons, and I didn't think I was getting out of it what I wanted. But I was quite good at academics. But I just liked hanging out with my friends, to be honest. That was the main reason, and good doing drama as well, and doing sports because I played football. Like doing that was fun, even though I still think we didn't get what we should have been doing more of that. We should have been more creative. It was like so restricted. Like we couldn't play football at lunch, or we couldn't go into the certain rooms at certain times. We should have been a bit more free to just create and have fun. Like,
did your school always have cuts for drama? There was no like.
Oh no, and you couldn't do drama.
There was
and
no
music.
Funding for it. Always for the arts.
Yeah, there was no
always.
dancing. There was one music teacher, and you couldn't do music and drama. You had to do one.
Yep.
So I wanted to do music to do on the side, but I couldn't, and I was like,
Not allowed.
that's not fair. But if you're a person that wants to do drama, music makes sense as well, right? Doesn't make any. But you have to do history.
I think the one thing that school taught me what I don't like.
Yeah, history and physics.
Like, I guess in some point there is like opportunities, you can try all these things, but like you just said, that especially the creative arts, they won't let you do more than one subject in a lot of places.
Whereas,
it was in my school
unless
as well.
you went to like, it's different now. I'm sure there are schools that do it, but my school, the St. Paul's Academy, shout out to them. I don't know what it's like now, but it was shifting into more and more regimented. I remember, they were just trying to get as many grades. I remember because they done this because it turned into an academy, so it had a bit more regulation. But they were just trying to like get you to do as many GCSEs as possible, because that was good for their numbers. Like, we've got this many A stars, we've got this many A's. I had like 17 GCSEs, 8 A stars, 6 A's. Like, they do it in numbers now. What I'm saying, I'm not doing that to brag. I'm saying that how ridiculous it was. Like, we done like a BTEC PE in year 10 that was worth 4 A stars. But it was like, looking back, it was just them trying to get their numbers up. How many A stars can we get out? How many 100% can we get, So it looks good for funding. Because that's all it is. It's just numbers on a system for funding.
They're all businesses now. Because
it's
my
just a
school
business.
turned to an academy as well. And as soon as that, someone's just bought it. So it's now a business.
But school, hey.
Which leads us to why we created this. To kind of go against all of that and to go the opposite of that. And the world is changing, and there are a lot of beautiful places opening. Actually, we were somewhere yesterday, and there's a really beautiful school here in Phuket called Growing Minds, and the kids are just calm, and they're like respectful, and they're polite, and obviously the teachers are doing something well there.
Yeah, it's more about, for me, on a base level, right? Like creating happy, intelligent human beings rather than like making them try to get as many GCSEs as possible. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to. I don't think kids need to be doing so many subjects all the time, plus homework, plus this. It's like, let's grind out as much work as we can, so they become like cogs in the system, I guess. But I don't think like
they're all just programmed. I mean, we were talking about it because we had a couple of interviews with some teenagers, right, to come and like intern or help us out. And we were talking about they have to wake up at like 5 a.m. We used to have to wake up at like 6 a.m. and start school so early, like 8 a.m. And it was just ridiculous. And then you get home at 5 p.m. after the traffic, and then you have homework on top of that. And as a kid, you're like, what, 12, 13 years old, and you're
silly,
working almost 20-hour days.
I didn't agree with it then. I don't agree with it now.
No,
but
I don't.
You're built for that sort of like work life. But how is that helping anyone's brain? They should be sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night. That's what they should be doing. And then they should be going to school about 10 a.m. genuinely. But then it's like, oh, they need to go early so parents can go to work. Well, then parents are doing a reflection of that system too, because of the work system, like, because they need to work from 8 till 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And
this is why we escaped London.
Yeah.
This is why we moved abroad and created our own thing so we can work around our own timing. Now we come to the office at 11 a.m.
But honestly, if I started at 8 a.m., I just wouldn't be effective, to be honest.
No.
I'd rather
No,
not.
we tried for about a year and it never worked.
No.
You'd stay up till like 1 a.m. in the morning, whereas I would wake up at like 7 a.m. and get the work done in the morning.
But that's better that way, isn't it?
Alternates
And then
shifts.
we can go on and on. Obviously, we can go on and on about how we see education, and them thoughts and opinions can forever shift. I feel as well, like, and I might see one person differently to another. I don't just like disclaimer, I don't ever want to just group every school and everything into this one big system, because that would go against what I'm saying, that everyone is different and everything is different. You know, it's not black and white. It's a forever changing thing. And as an educator, abstract kids is a sort of way to, like Jake was saying earlier, to draw out the best in a child. And I said it as well, like we're making strong, conscious, healthy beings. So we have like these 3 key words. Maybe we can go back to that, which has changed a little bit. Maybe it will change again. I'm not sure. Maybe soon. I don't know. But basically, play is our first key word. And because like we're talking about, we need to play with ideas, play with structure, play with stories, take things from its source, abstract them, and explore them, emotions and values and themes, and this
From
allows,
every angle, right?
from every
Just
angle. This lets
really
us,
play with it.
lets us to be critical, lets us to be with an emotion without directly being within the emotion. Like I think as the world is changing and information is changing, the way we receive information, we don't need to know everything. We need to understand things better from a better place. And that's where we want to, when we do a camp or when we look at a thing, like whatever we're looking at in a workshop or whatever, that's for me the thing I want to do the most. Explore this as a big picture rather than like, this is how things are, you know?
I think a big part of play is without fear as well. It's like we create whatever environment we're in, we create a safe space that we can just play and do whatever, really.
Yeah, and if they're enjoying it, they're gonna.
Yeah.
Like the amount of stories we tell, and then like 6 months later, a kid's like,
They still
"Do you
remember
remember this story you told me?" It's like, you know, it's having an effect.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
We play in a safe space because we get very, very crazy in our classes. But this leads to the next word, which is respect. Because nothing that we do, anything that we do, none of it works without respect. Like we respect the child and they respect us. It's a two-way streak. Two-way streak? I don't know if that's the thing, but it is now. Two-way street. Yeah, it's a two-way street. We respect them and they respect us, and it's also about respecting themselves, respecting objects and the environment. And a lot of the time we work at this beautiful elephant reserve here, and we are in nature, immersed in nature, and we have very strict, not rules, but we have strict guidelines, like don't go and touch an animal, go and doing this, don't do this.
Yeah.
And as long as we have the foundations and the base level rules, then we can then have complete fun.
Yeah, and these rules are not based off trying to like restrict people. It's again
Safety.
It goes back to the respect. Is like, because if we want this to be effective and if we want to have fun, if we want to get the best out of this situation, we need to respect the situation. And that, yeah, like you said, it's a two-way thing. It's like we must respect each other as equals and not demand respect. We have to earn it or gain it from each other in a way, you know, like build it, rapport. That's what rapport is, right? Rapport with the parents, rapport with the kids, rapport with each other as staff members, you know, all these things, you know, it's a...
Yeah, you can get a lot of parents are quite feisty when they first meet us. Obviously now it's better because we've got a bit of a name for ourselves, but in the beginning they kind of like, it's their baby, it's their child. Of course they're going to be like it. They want to like investigate us. So yeah, once you build
there's a lot of trust there to just like, because we're not a big school. It's like we are this small team. It's like giving us their child to influence them, and I've had so many parents say how what good role models we are for them, and that always makes me happy. Ooh. No, it makes me happy though. Like, but then you reflect on it and be like, right, we have a responsibility, because these kids, the way they listen to them stories and tell me 6 months later, they are looking at you as a role model and someone that they respect. And so as they are growing, they are defining themselves. They're looking at you as someone they might want to be like. Yeah. And so you have to be careful. You have to almost respect yourself in that situation too. And that's, you know.
Well, we're all mirror reflections of each other, right? So you and I are a mirror reflection. And when you meet a kid, there is a mirror reflection there. And they are kids. Unlike adults, I guess, kids are more like sponges, so they will take everything in. So they will absorb everything. So if you say one thing, they can really hold you against it. Like if I don't know, I say to one kid, "Oh, you can have an Oreo," and then all of them are like, "You said earlier."
Simple creatures, those kids.
And then our final word to keep. Oh, go on.
I was just going. was like
Oh,
a
you just
snake.
want to add a bit of...
I was adding a bit of like a build up to it.
Okay, go on then. So our final word is...
Spirituality. Spirituality.
Yes. In its simplest form, it is just the journey of oneself.
Yeah.
And I don't think we need to say anything more.
Because
That's it.
everything we've just said like defines that, you know, it's becoming the best versions of us and taking them little steps in the same way we're doing this podcast now and learning how to do lights as an analogy of that. We're just constantly making little steps to become a better version of ourselves. And yeah, that's what we're here to do. Help everyone along that journey, I guess.
I think. Oh, wait. I got one final thing. The name.
Uh-oh.
Abstract Kids.
Yeah, why?
Why did we do Abstract Kids? And then I think we can wrap all this up. Okay, let's go with what abstract means to us, I guess, because we ask everyone this. So every person that we meet, we usually ask them what abstract means.
It's such an interesting word.
It's a very interesting
One of my
word.
favourite words
I
ever.
think we're actually quite genius for creating this name.
Yeah.
Just saying. But it is genius because, like, for me, it can mean anything. It can literally mean anything. We chose it because it can mean anything.
There you go. But,
You heard it here first, guys. It can mean anything.
yeah, that covers the basis. But abstract itself is abstract, isn't it?
Yeah, it
like,
is.
it's just, like I said earlier, it's about, for me, abstract is like taking something from its original form, original source, taking it out, like abstracting it, and then putting it into a different lens or changing it up somehow. And, you know, that's why it's so fun to do, because we can just take any story, any idea, and just twist it up, tell it in a new light, just do what you want with it. And so it can be anything.
Yeah, it is. It's. I mean, a lot of
It
kids.
just
The way
fits.
the kids describe it is like, oh, it's something different, or like abstract art. It's
Yeah,
like
unusual.
It's like a little bit unusual, or it's a little bit weird. Which is all these things, but also something very plain and simple in this crazy world right now could be abstract.
Yeah. And it's like based off all these like cemented things, you know? So like taking like I was saying, imagination is concrete. It's like this idea that like whatever you can sort of think of and build, like something is in your head, and then like an architect, right? Something's in your head, or this studio, something's in your head, and then you're like, oh, I want it to look like this. And then you get the stuff, you pull it in, and then it becomes a real thing, you know? And it's like this build up of like potential of what you can create in this world. And abstract is like it's like, I don't know how to explain it, like all these concrete things that we're making all the time, but then abstract is this thing that mixes it all up, you know? Like it lets you play with it all and learn along the way and have fun and be silly. So it doesn't stay concrete. So it's always evolving and growing, and it doesn't stay as one thing. And then that's how we evolve and how we grow. Well, that was quite nice.
It's just an energy in itself, isn't it? It's like we've created this energy of freedom, but
It's hard to pin down, isn't it?
it's very hard. Like a lot of people ask us what we do, and it's you can't define it. You really can't.
You just got to see
Like we
it.
tried. We've been trying for 3.5 years now. You can't define it.
You've just gotta
you got to
see it.
just be in the room,
Yeah.
experience it, or
Feel
even
it.
watch some of our movies on YouTube, like, or just get an idea of it. But every event is so different, and every child is so different. And what we do is cater or create around who they are. Like, for example, at our camps, we don't write scripts until we've met the kids, because we have a rough storyline, but
Or a
then
skeleton.
Yeah, skeleton, yeah. And then when we meet the kids, it changes because we see who they are, and then we adapt it and we create it and we devise it with them, which then ends up creating a show like in a week.
Then it feels
which is
authentic. Yeah, and authentic.
Yeah, and it's true to who they are. And it also one beautiful thing that I know that we do is that we meet a kid and we see that how they could grow this week, and we create a character which will push them to go outside of their limits, which then results in growth. Like you'll have a really, really, really shy kid and that can't do anything, and then you give them such a small, simple line. It's not about giving them 10 lines to learn. You give them one small, simple line, and if they smash that line, they're going to remember that forever, that they've smashed something.
That's their small step.
Exactly. And then there's other kids that like Gosh, I could think of so many, but there's
They
like,
need more, you know.
Yeah,
They've taken a few more steps already, you know.
yeah, there's one kid, Amari, who's 5.
No,
She was
well, she
5,
was
and
5.
we gave her a monologue. I've never ever in my life given a monologue to a 5-year-old, but she was ready for it, and it was her challenge. And she's like so beyond that she smashed it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But she's growing in her own ways. There's things that she's
exactly.
growing.
We adapt to her specific needs, and then another kid, we don't put pressure on them learning a whole monologue because they're not ready.
It's like, yeah. But then how do they then work within the ensemble?
Yeah.
You know, of life, because that's what it is. We're constantly having to work with everyone because we are the same, but we're not.
And I think that is how you end the first Abstract Kids podcast.
Overall, right, we're going to do the best we can to make the children better people, better, like build their skills, build up their emotional intelligence, build up their understanding of who they are, build up their strength and bravery and confidence and all these things that will make them a stronger, more conscious, more effective human being. And I think that's the goal overall. As a business and as a provider and as an educator, that's what we're here to do.
And I think we do that by working on ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's the only way, really, because the more you work on yourself and the more you evolve as a person, it's like it's a ripple effect. The energy just pours out of you. It's not about helping someone on their journey. It's more about just
we're all on this journey.
Yeah, we're all on this journey. It's more about like just being there, the reflection for them. And if they can see that in you, then that's enough.
And as Troy Bolton once said, we're all in this together.
I'm done. All right, that's the end. Guys, cut the camera.
Thanks.
That's the ending.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been Abstract Chats with Abstract Kids. And
Yeah.
peace out.
Thanks, Shayani.